Remember when the Blue Jays lost again? Remember when? Week 9 of the NFL. Welcome to the Huddle podcast. I'll be your host, Captain Canada, joined by my co-host, Aiden and Carson. This week we're talking Blue Jays World Series, Week 9 of the NFL, and the trade deadline. It is, I don't even know, what is it? November 4th, Tuesday at 8:12 p.m. We're 4 hours after the trade deadline. Boys, how we feel?
I've had better weeks in my sports life, for sure.
I don't know if I've had worse weeks. I can think of one worse week I've had.
Yeah, I can think of
Super
one
Bowl?
worse week you had, too. I was there.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Thanks for having me, by the way, that day. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't, of course. But
let's kick things off with this. I don't think we have to say much that hasn't already been said on other sports shows. Thank you to the Blue Jays for an awesome postseason and giving us some content for this fucking podcast, because I don't think we've watched or talked more baseball than this series. And I just feel so bad for the Jays. That team will never, every year, it'll be the same team. You'll see some of the same guys, Savage will be back, and Vladdy, and obviously some of those guys, but it'll never be the same vibe, same. Yeah, it's just sad to see, and to happen to the Dodgers when you were up. Heartbreak. Shout out to the city of Toronto too.
Yeah, that was just heartbreaking. Just heartbreaking.
And it just sucked the way that it happened. There was two separate innings, both the 9th and the 11th, where they control their destiny. They just got to get one bat off.
The 9th and the 11th?
The bottom of the 9th and the bottom of the 11th.
Yeah.
The 9th. Oh.
No, you're right.
My bad.
You're right.
Am I wrong somewhere? Anyway, I am wrong.
The Jays
somewhere.
just hit the second. Never mind.
Bro. Wow, 2 minutes, 30 seconds in. That's how long we lasted.
No, but anyway, in the 11th and in the 9th, they had opportunities. I seen somebody do a very analytic breakdown of the. I can't remember who was running to home plate.
He's a designated runner. I don't know who it is either.
But he was centimeters away from hitting the plate before the back catcher, and it's just heartbreaking that the game that is so slow can come down to that. The speed can be that important. If he got there a millisecond sooner, he's probably safe, and they probably win that game.
If he led off an inch
he
further.
was so far. He was so close to the plate. It was ridiculous, especially when the third baseman was 10 feet away from the. It was just bad.
And to get a solo run, home run tattooed, and you were just right there, man. You were right fucking there.
Yeah.
And by the way, Yamamoto should have been thrown out. They were throwing it inside on the Jays.
He was pitching
the whole fucking
so
game.
Bad. I don't know if it was intentional or what, but he was I was expecting somebody to rush the plate eventually, because I can't remember who was up. I think it was Springer who was on base.
Jimenez.
Maybe it was, and he just kept hitting him almost in the dome. And
then he almost hit Kirk too.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, he should have been tossed.
And honestly, speaking of Kirk, back to the 11th inning there, I love the guy, and he's great, and he's a legend. But when he got on base, I was kind of a little worried, because when you have two guys out there, the chance for a double play with the slowest, shortest guy in the entire league is pretty likely. Yeah. And sure enough, as soon as he hit that ball, I'm like, fuck, that's it for sure. Because you knew he wasn't making it to the plate. They could have went to either base, and it would have been a double play. Just sucks.
Yeah,
there's so many what ifs in there, but I mean that's sports, is it not?
But good for them.
And again, shout out to this group.
good for them.
Like, this does not feel like a Leafs loss or like a disappointment, whatever. Like, this is thank you for entertaining baseball, and you gave probably the best crafted sports team of all time
ever. Yes,
really
extra innings in the
hard.
seventh.
We knew exactly how that would go too. Like if that game, if Toronto was going to have it close, let alone be up 3-2, it was going all the way.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah.
For them to be 3 inches away from beating, that's more than likely the best baseball team we've ever seen.
I'm saying sports team, man.
Yeah.
Besides, like the NBA USA team, but like, I don't know, man. That
they got upset.
Yeah, but anyway, shout out to the Blue Jays. I don't have anything else on this. Don't go ruin your day.
I don't know enough to make.
Was it post or pre?
It was all of it. It was all of it. It was multiple posts, like whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyways, moving on. I want to touch on trade deadline first. I don't know about you guys. I feel like that's probably the biggest story. Huge names. Yeah, huge names move. Sauce Gardner to the Colts. What else do we got here? Jacoby Myers went to the Seahawks.
The Jags.
The Jags, that's right. Who'd the Seahawks get? They got someone else. Oh, they got Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
I like that
and then, what is his name? Quinnen Williams went to the Cowboys. I like that move
That's
a
good
lot.
For them,
This was the second biggest ever, like, last day of trade deadline, tying, I think it was 2020, something like that, 2022, something like that. And then with 6 moves, notable people who did not get traded. A.J. Brown, I don't think anyone really expected him.
Yeah.
Breece Hall, Waddle, Bradley Chubb, Brandon Cooks, Chris Olave, and Trey Hendrickson. Any moves here you guys were surprised by, and any moves you were not surprised by?
I think the most surprising one should be Sauce. Like Sauce,
100.
I don't know. When a team like the Jets, when a bad team like the Browns, for example, when they don't really have an identity, but they have a few key players who kind of symbolize what that team is during that era, I feel like it's bad management a little bit to move away from them. Not always, but like Saquon, for instance.
Micah Parsons
moving away from Dallas. Saquon getting away from the Giants. Luka moving away from Dallas in NBA. There was another example I was just about to use. I can't remember right now, but
Mitch Marner.
No, I was going to say like Myles Garrett. If Myles Garrett was not on the Browns right now, the Browns would be basically a college team in the NFL. Like, that's how important he is to that team in terms of who they are right now. So Sauce Gardner, I feel like, meant that to the Jets. To move off of him is a little weird to me. But
if you're to show a sports graphic of the Jets, it would be Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. Yeah. Like, those are your top 3 jersey sales, top 3 everything.
Yeah. I think the Jets fleeced the Colts.
2 first-rounders?
Dude, yeah, that's... Like, when your team is that bad and someone gives you a ring and they're like, we're going to give you 2 first-rounders for a guy who hasn't been great. He's been good, but he has not been great in 2 years.
Well, that also ties into the surprising part of it, right? Like, what the Colts gave away in order to get him. He's a great corner. He's a top 5 corner, probably top 10 maybe. But
top 10 for sure.
Top 10 for sure. Maybe arguably top 5. But like, to give up that much, it seems a little excessive. I agree with you.
Yeah, especially not. I was gonna say, when you're not blowing up the whole thing too. Like, you could have got a bag for Garrett Wilson. You could have got a bag for Breece Hall. Like, if you take, I know I bring this all the time. If you take up my Bills, for example, and you said to me, give up a first-round pick for Garrett Wilson, yes, I'm doing that. Like, 100%.
So that's what I'm saying, though, is like, if it was 1 first round pick, I'm thinking, okay, that makes sense. 1 first and like a fourth makes sense for Sauce Gardner. 2 first is crazy. I think Garrett Wilson is probably worth 2 first round picks. It's going to be hard to replicate him with 1 first round pick in the draft. It's going to be hard to go out and find a guy that is that good in the draft.
It's tough when you're comparing picks to a player because it depends on what you have to draft in the following years. Like, you're filling up a gap at corner, let's say, for the Colts. But if in a couple seasons, when that draft pick comes along, they need a quarterback and they don't have the pick anymore, all of a sudden that trade doesn't seem very equivalent. So, and from the Jets' perspective, if they feel like they have enough of a cornerback group or enough of a depth at cornerback, then those picks are a lot more valuable in the following years because they don't have to worry about that position they just got rid of. So it's.
I don't think they're thinking that way. I think they're thinking, let's just blow it up. Let's get the number 1 pick.
The Jets?
Yeah.
They're going to suck. Yeah, they're tearing it down to the studs, and it's over for the next 3 years. 3 years, the Jets will stink at least.
That's how they should do it. I think they should keep Aaron Glenn, too, throughout that time.
You have to. You have to. You have to trust the process that you made the right hire.
They have 5 first round picks in the next 2 years. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
5 first rounders in the next 2 years. Like, you can completely rebuild a team with that. You have to hit draft picks, and that's hard. We watched Tennessee trade away A.J. Brown to go get Burks, and that didn't work out whatsoever. He's on someone's practice squad right now. But when someone calls offering 2 first rounders for guys whose production has fallen off from what he used to be, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, especially when he has to sign a contract. If I'm not mistaken, he hasn't signed from his
he's already signed.
Contract?
I think he's already signed.
Million.
Really?
Yeah, he's expensive.
Yeah.
That's another problem, too.
This is also a Colts move that is being like, we're going all – this is our year. This year or next year, this is our
Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. You know that guy?
No. You're hitting us with the crazy references today that nobody's aware of.
Any Colts fans listening to would
Talking
love
about
it.
Mayor of Toronto singing Colts songs.
I'm tapped in, bro. I'm tapped in.
He's tapped in. He's been tapping in. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm not surprised A.J. Brown isn't gone. I don't know about you guys. That doesn't shock me at all. Why trade him?
Yeah, no.
No,
unless he came out and was like, trade me, there's no reason to ever trade him.
No, there's
Waddle's a piece I'm kind of confused at. Chris Olave, I think the Saints just wanted way too much for him. They should have done what the Jets did and tore it down to the studs, man. Get rid of everyone.
I agree for the honestly, it would have made more sense to me to get rid of Olave than Shaheed. Shaheed's younger. Shaheed is less injury prone. Shaheed, in my opinion, can develop into an actual really good number 2. He's had a pretty good season this year, and I don't know, man. I'm excited to see him on Seattle. I think that's going to be an underrated addition for Seattle as they move forward in the season. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, I think Olave, you could have gotten a bigger bag for him. Like he was. Now the Saints, I think, were asking for ridiculous compensation, and teams looking to go get a wide receiver weren't willing to pay. Like the Bills, they didn't go out and get a wide receiver. I think last year scared them a little with Cooper, where they just got burned with that trade.
And I think Olave too is. I mean, no disrespect to him, but he's not anywhere. Like, I'd take T. Higgins all day over him, and he's a number 2 on the team. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not taking him over a guy like that. I'd say he cracks maybe the top 25 comfortably, but
you think?
I think
probably.
So.
And I
but not much higher.
I think how you said they were asking too much. I think Jalen Waddle was in the same boat. It sounded like they wanted a couple first-round picks for Jalen Waddle, which, again, on one hand, you're thinking it makes sense. He's going to be a number one, most likely wherever he goes.
He's the number one
He has
on the
talent.
Dolphins right now.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's very hard to replace a number one receiver. You have to hit the draft pick. You have to. And having 2 first rounders, at least you have, better odds of hitting somewhere, whether that be an offensive lineman and a receiver they draft or whatever it is. At least you have a better opportunity to hit.
Yeah.
I think the other thing when it comes to wide receivers is we've seen so many times Puka Nakua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, guys come out of just nowhere in the 7th round and go on to be what we would consider Pro Bowl, some of the best wide receivers in the league. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Puka Nakua, every team would take him, either of them,
Yeah.
and they were drafted super late.
Yeah.
And then you got a guy like Keon Coleman, who's a number 1 draft pick. I know it was later round, but still, we'll see what happens with him. Xavier Worthy, same example. Like we don't. Just some guys pan out and some guys don't. That's why the draft is so difficult.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the Dolphins blow it up more because they got rid of Phillips. They got a 3rd-round pick. I think that was good, but they should have tried to move Chubb. Even if they can get a 2nd in a late round, they should have tried to move Waddle to get a 1st and maybe a 3rd or a 4th. Start rebuilding. Like, you're going to need a quarterback more than likely in the next upcoming year.
Okay, well, I'm
The
not going
problem
to.
is they just paid theirs.
Yeah, no, okay. I
So they
want to
kinda-
actually talk about that because, not to go on a Tua rant, but I think it's kind of. I think it's a little. We're too harsh on people sometimes. Like, a lot of the shows that I watch, like talking about sports, hated on the Dak re-signing for the Cowboys. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm re-signing Dak. Same with like Stroud right now. Maybe he hasn't put up the best performance you could possibly have. If the Texans don't re-sign Stroud, I would be immensely disappointed. Same with Tua. Like if I was a Dolphins fan, I would want Tua still there. I think that he is good enough if you have the pieces around him. Obviously, Tyreek not being there sucks now, but they still have a pretty competent offense. To be honest, it's a bunch of little pieces that they need right now, and it's a like a byproduct of one paying him probably a little bit too much, but also some of the other pieces. Like Tyreek was getting a fat bag, Waddle got a fat bag. Like you have to decide if you can't hit on draft picks, you eventually have to decide like who you're going to sign, what positions you're going to value. And I don't like Mike McDaniels, but I'm not out on Tua. They just put up 70 points a couple years ago against a decent Broncos defense. Like their offense 2 years ago was unbelievable. Tua led the league in passing yards.
Figured out. Everyone figured it out.
Well, that's what it is, right?
And that's part coaching as well.
Exactly. That's my point. Like he's shown that he can be good, so I don't want to just throw away that he's been good before because he's not right now.
I think it's, especially for the Dak situation, not signing Dak would have been crazy. I think it's the amount of money they signed him to after a severe injury. That's the same thing with Tua. Like they signed Tua before he got hurt because he balled before he got hurt.
That's fair.
And after he got hurt, he's a different quarterback. Is he still good? Yes. Can he still play in the league? Yes. But if he takes one more hit to the head, probably not.
Well,
and Tua turned the ball over.
Well, he should have stopped, in my opinion. Like personally, like from his perspective, he should have stopped. But he's competitor. Obviously, he's going to want to keep playing football. But I think that those are really bad head injuries. They're not like normal run-of-the-mill concussions. They're like you need to be hospitalized after getting hit. Like it's not good.
He was knocked out for multiple of them. Like that's just dangerous.
Yeah.
To consistently be doing that to yourself. Yeah. I mean the other Jets player that got traded. How'd you guys to Dallas?
Quinion
Williams.
Huge pickup for Dallas.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think obviously we all know their defense needs something.
It's the second worst defense in the league.
And I think they gave up a first.
Who's first?
A first and what? A second round pick, I think.
I don't remember the specifics, but I do like the pickup.
Yeah, I think, and he's young. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of it's a perfect fit. They obviously are going to need more help on defense. That the defense is broken.
Achoo! Bless you. Thank you.
That reference I got.
Yeah.
Carson?
Well, yeah, his vibes are good. That's the other thing that's I did get that reference just for the record. I was actually gonna say the exact same. I wasn't gonna do the exact same thing that he did, but I was gonna mention how he's had some interviews like that one. That, like he's got a good personality, good vibe to him. And I think that's an underrated thing when you're signing players. Like,
We'll see how he does under the evil ruler of Jerry Jones.
God,
But
Yeah,
good lord, that guy
I
knows
think
the devil personally.
well, he's hanging out with Bettman, so yeah.
I think the bigger moves are the ones that weren't made, like we were stating earlier. I can't believe trade didn't get traded. I think that's a crazy mistake on our part. I also can't believe Simmons didn't get traded from Tennessee. I think that's a
The
bad
Lions
decision on their part.
were interested in Trey. I think again, Cincinnati thinks they're smarter than they are, and they have more ground to stand on. Like, no, you don't. The season's done, and the Lions are gonna trade for a rental. It's a rental player.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
He's a
Trey's a
30-year
rental
old rental
player.
player.
And he's not going to be on the Lions next year. Any of those teams that he would have traded to, he probably wouldn't have been on because he clearly cares more about money. So, whatever.
Yeah, it's it's tough. I thought some of these guys, especially Simmons, I thought Simmons would be moved for sure. He's only 29. He's been a stud. He was a stud in the game against the Chargers this week, and they could easily get a first round pick for him. He's one of those guys who still has time left, who can play out another 4-year contract and make a big impact on any team he goes to.
For sure.
Yeah,
All right, you guys want to move on to the
yeah.
games?
Let's do it. I got nothing left.
Yep, same. Awesome.
Okay,
Carson,
let's jump into
you
it.
lead the charge.
Start with the 49ers and the Giants. The 49ers moved to 6-2. I don't know how that's possible. Sorry, 6-3. My bad. 6-3 is ridiculous for this team given the injury situation. But the other thing, revolving injuries, is that Purdy hasn't been playing. So my thing is has Mac Jones earned a starting position somewhere in the league next season?
Yes.
He has to have. We're looking at
If you
guys like Tyler Shue throw the ball. Mac Jones is definitely better than this guy, right?
This podcast hates that guy, eh?
He's done
Mac
nothing
Jones
wrong.
is Mac Jones has outperformed Purdy this year on his own team with no one around him right now. Everyone's broken. He might just put on one of the best performances of the week besides Sam Darnold this week. Like, he started the game 9 for 9 and 2 tutties.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
impressive, to be honest. And like you said, like I don't discount their offense very much. I think they actually have an underrated offense now that we look at it without like some of the players they had a few years ago. Like I think Jawan Jennings is a good wide receiver, but because it's not Ayuk or Debo Samuel in his prime, it's a little bit discounted. Same with Ricky Pearsall. Like I think Ricky Pearsall's good. Obviously, he's not really playing right now, but then CMC's here and he's fully healthy. And then you got Kittle, who's arguably top 3 tight end, if not a top 3 tight end in the league.
He
And
might be playing as one of the best tight ends.
yeah,
I know Brock Bowers just had a
yeah,
huge week,
and we'll
but
jump into that too. But I don't know. I think they have a pretty decent offense, but I think that it is impressive nonetheless.
yep, I'd agree.
Do you guys have any teams that you think that he could kind of jump right into and like maybe make them a little bit better next season?
Miami.
Really, you're taking Mac over Tua right now?
Yep.
Wow.
The Jets.
The problem with Mac is he right now he's in a good working system. That's why he's a good
Kyle
quarterback. We
Shanahan.
saw him in New England when it started to collapse, and we saw what his floor is. We've seen his floor, and it's not pretty. He would have to go to a team that has a strong offensive line because he's not a pocket mover. He's not
No.
quick on his feet, but he's got a good arm and he's pretty accurate with the football. So
Steelers.
somewhere like the Steelers, I think that's a good spot for him. Somewhere where it's all they kind of need now is that quarterback. The Vikings, if McCarthy doesn't work out, like that type of system, I think would work
Raiders.
really well for him.
Raiders. I kind of like the Raiders, actually. I like
What,
that.
Geno Smith's not doing it for you?
He's not even showing up to work.
Gino. Yeah, no. No, I'd take Mac over Gino right now for sure.
I know the Saints are dead, but the Saints, these are all places that he could play next year.
I agree with a lot of those.
Cleveland. Would you take him in Cleveland?
Yep.
Yeah, I would. I would. I mean, they got literally nobody right now. So.
But I do think I right now you look at him and you're like, yes, of course I would take this guy. He's outperforming these other guys. You have to take into account the system and the offensive line he has for sure.
Oh yeah.
Cleveland could do wonders with him. They did wonders with Joe Flacco.
I mean, they went 4-4 with Joe Flacco.
No, but the season prior they made the playoffs.
The year they made the playoffs.
Streak. He was balling in that stretch too. He had a lot of turnovers, but he was still cooking. Okay, let's move off from this game. Chargers Titans. I personally, you guys know how it was on Herbert going into the season. I feel like he was a little overrated. I think that he still might be a little bit overrated, but in your guys' opinion, do you think that this season thus far has solidified him as a top 10 quarterback?
Did you say top 10? Yeah, he's been in my top 10. I think
I don't think this season solidifies him. He hasn't been fantastic this season.
He's had two struggles of a game, but he also has put the team on his back a couple games and carried them in the same way that Mahomes or Allen has. So I agree. The playoffs is a lot of it for sure. But right now he's the regular season king. Like he's produced the numbers, the touchdowns. He's won them games.
Yeah, if you look up the last 5 seasons and all the big major quarterback stats like touchdowns, passing yards, completion percentage, passer rating, he is top 5 with all of those, with Mahomes and all of them. But I do agree with Jake. That's why people differ so much on the opinion on him, because he's made the playoffs twice and had 2 of the worst playoff losses in the last 10 years in playoff football. So I do agree in that sense that it does boil down to the playoffs for me with Herbert now, because he does do good in the regular season. I understand why he's in the top 10 in the regular season rankings, but playoffs, like, you do have to eventually do something.
Do you say that about Lamar, though? Do you take Lamar out of the top 3?
Lamar's more consistent with it, and he has playoff wins. And I think that Lamar, just as a quarterback, is more skilled than him by a long shot. Like, if you took all 32 teams in the NFL, and they started with the base of like the Eagles, I'm saying 20 of those teams are taking Lamar over Herbert right now.
Yeah. What? I think I followed that. I think. I mean Lamar is definitely better than Herbert. It's no question. But I'm saying is him not being able to get over the hump a slight on his resume. Like, we're talking about Herbert in the top 10 and Lamar's top 3. Like, we're not saying he's not top 3 because he can't win a divisional round football game.
If Lamar had like 2 Super Bowls, he's ahead of Mahomes right now, in my opinion. But that's kind of the opposite of what your point is. But it agrees with your point. Like, think that he doesn't or he hasn't done enough to allow him to be
Like,
higher, like above
The
Josh.
top 5 quarterbacks in the league, only one of them has a Super Bowl.
yeah, I'm saying if you were to redraft the NFL, Herbert's going in top 10. Herbert's being
Maybe.
drafted in the top 10 for sure.
All right, that's just a discussion for later. Like, this is not ESPN.
No, it's a podcast where we talk about football. What the fuck?
If Josh Allen was on the Patriots back in the day, he'd have 17 Super Bowls. Like,
What?
oh, it's a podcast. We're just talking.
Okay, it's a little bit different.
Oh my god.
We're switching eras, but
I'm just relating it back to Carson's original question
LeBron
of him
James would be
being
dunking on dudes,
a
man.
solidified top 10 or not.
When the dude is banging on you. No,
LeBron, we're good. Ben Simmons is here.
I agree with you, Aiden. I think that he's in the top 10.
I think we had him in our top 10, too.
Yeah, I didn't because. Anyway,
I mean, you guys had Jaden
Yeah,
Daniels.
Trevor Lawrence in there though.
yeah, for sure. Okay, Lions, Vikings. I think this was a really surprising game for all of us. Vikings win 27-20. I mean, this game really boiled down to two things. In my opinion, the Vikings special teams, which we don't talk about special teams very often in the NFL, they won that game, essentially.
Yeah.
The other thing is, if we'll talk about another team that has this problem later, but Lions are obviously a really good team. If they don't have the rush game, I don't know that Goff will always be able to take them over the hump passing. I think that he can a lot. I think that he can in a lot of circumstances, but I don't think that it's always going to be the case, especially if pass rush is getting to him.
Monty is so integral to what they do in Detroit, and I don't even think they realize it. You need to establish the run early with Monty, and then cut in.
And
Gibbs,
I thought that it would be that kind of a game because Vikings defense has, if I'm not mistaken, they're the number one rush defense right now, the Vikings. So
It would not surprise me. And they're great in the past too. So.
Yeah, and so I feel like, to your point, Jake, Montgomery is more of a power back. Like, they should have started the game with him for sure. It should have been a Monty game this week over a Gibbs game.
Yep.
I think that's where having those two running backs benefits your team. And if you're not going to use Monty as much because Gibbs is overall a better running back, it totally negates what he's good at.
Yeah.
Well, the run game also struggled because Penei Sewell went out, and they had another offensive lineman go out. Like the run game was not there for them against the Vikings, and Goff could not hold his. He could not release the ball quick enough because he's so used to that offensive line holding.
Yeah.
So
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say a buffer in this game is JJ McCarthy going back to the state of Michigan. I wish I saw that one coming. No, seriously, I think certain guys play better. It's like he's coming back to Michigan. He probably met up with some old college teammates or whatever, friends from college. I'm sure that had a big bolster of, okay, let me show out for my.
Yeah, I think that's
for
fair.
my boys.
That's actually what I was going to ask you guys. Do you think, from the Vikings' perspective, missing McCarthy and missing Aaron Jones, who also had a huge game, he had over 100 yards from scrimmage, 76 on the ground, 8 yards of carry, almost 9. He had 40-something yards in the air, if I'm not mistaken. Do you think that missing those two guys mattered more than we thought for the Vikings?
I'd like to see J.J. McCarthy do it multiple times. This was a good game.
It was. That's all it was. It was
had
a baseline good game.
Yeah,
it wasn't great by any means by McCarthy.
He's had 2 good quarters besides this. JJ McCarthy's stock just went up heavily. I'd like to see him do it the rest of
The
the
thing
year.
is, too, with this is kind of a trend recently. I'd love to know the analytics on it, but like I always see stat lines now, and I'm like, where are the passing yards? Like, what happened? Like, I feel like 10 years ago when it was Rodgers, Roethlisberger, Brady, Philip Rivers, Matt Ryan, even like all these guys had consistent 250-yard games. Now it's like you look at the box score and somebody has 150 yards, which he had 176 in this game, I think. Like, I don't know how you win a game with 27 points and you have 150 yards passing. Like, I don't know how that's possible. It's so weird to me how the NFL has
Defense,
switched
brother.
that way.
Yeah.
I mean, they essentially held the Lions to 17 points. They scored the 2 minutes left, I think, to go up to 24. Yeah. Like, they really did shut them down incredibly well. And it all came down to Goff, I think. I don't think Goff played his best game. I think he left a lot out there. But maybe Jake's right. Maybe it was just a class of, hey, Buddy's going to show up to his college town and he's going to have a night,
Yeah.
I would like to see McCarthy be able to produce again. Like you said, I think he had under 150 yards, Carson, I'm pretty sure, passing.
He did until the last drive when he threw the game-winning first down to Jalen Nailor. Yeah.
So he did
Nailor's
have 2 touchdowns,
underrated.
1 pick. It was an interesting game. I kept thinking the Lions were going to come back, especially in that third quarter.
I think the Lions thought that, and that's why I think they didn't. So, I don't know. I don't. The Lions will come back from this, and I'd like to see Minnesota do it again. The Lions have now dropped 2 in-division games when the division is
super tough,
the tightest in the whole NFL. This division.
It's now a 5-way, or sorry, it's a 3-way 5-win race. All the teams
and the Lions are 500. Behind.
Yeah, Lions are second right now to Green Bay, but they all have 5 wins. Okay, let's go to the other conference. Patriots, Falcons. Falcons, I guess, are in the NFC too, but never mind that. They squeak by 24-23. If I'm not mistaken, that was a missed extra point by the Falcons, correct? To miss time the game.
It was bad.
The ghost of Young Hoku.
For real, man. Okay, so I looked it up today because whenever I'm watching a Pats game, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's like under duress all the time. Cam Ward is sacked the most. Drake May is second. He's the second most sacked quarterback, and they have that record. My fear for them, and I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's a really underrated problem as they go into the season, into the playoffs. I just want to know, do you think that's...
Mind you, they haven't played any good teams.
Right? So, I mean, they will come the playoffs, so they can breeze through these teams that they play in the upcoming weeks, and maybe part of why they've gotten by in these weeks, despite these sacks, is because they're playing bad teams. Do you think that how much he's getting sacked is going to be a problem when they face teams like the Chiefs, like the Bills, like the Colts, even for that matter, even Denver, who has the most sacks in the league? Do you think that's going to be a problem in the playoffs?
Yeah, I also think not having a tune-up game really for them is going to be the big thing. They haven't seen any of the big boys. They beat the Bills when the Bills looked the worst they have looked over the last 5 years.
And that was a close game.
And it was a close game. It came down to a field goal. Come playoff time, you're not going to see. The rookie quarterback is going to crumble under pressure. I'm sorry. I know he's a second year, but I don't care. I think it's going to get to him. It's going to be even more heartbreaking because people keep piling on talking about him like he's the MVP.
I don't think it's gonna be him that crumbles. I think the offensive line, like Carson said, they left 5 sacks just to Myles Garrett. Like wait until, like you said, wait until playoff time when the guys really want it more than anything. You you can't get sacked 5 times in a playoff game. You're more than likely gonna lose unless you're Joe Burrow in 2021 playing Tennessee Titans. Um, I do think there's definitely a case for him to win MVP. His numbers are great. I am not putting anything on this team until they play the Bills again at home. That's a game they have to win if they want to have something to lean on, being like, hey, we're actual contenders. Like that's the only real tough, like actually tough game they have left on their schedule is Bills at home.
I thought they had one more.
Steelers, Baltimore too. They play Baltimore and the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think that those. Or sorry, no, they lost to the Steelers already. My bad.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought.
But they play the Ravens as well. That'll be a test now that Lamar's back. Yeah, I think that it'll be a little bit of an issue. I'm a little bit worried about that. Hope if he's listening, I'm sorry, but one of my coworkers, he's a Patriots fan, and going into
your coworker sucks.
Going into the week against the Browns, we're at work and he goes, "Oh man, I'm really excited for an underrated matchup this week." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, what's that?" And he's like, "Will Campbell versus Myles Garrett." And I was pretty excited to talk about that one when I got back the next day. Yeah, because
it's those little victories, when you're at work.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Hey, tail my parlay.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the Colts Steelers. Another surprising loss, or maybe not so surprising for some people, but Steelers take down Colts 27-20. Daniel Jones has 5 turnovers, most he's had since a Giant. This is a telling game for a few things.
Sorry. Does he have another 5 turnover game as a Giant?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, in his second year.
That's impressive. Sorry, go ahead.
So I didn't have. There's no prompt for this game. I just wanted to talk about a few things, and then I want to see what you guys think of these stats. Okay, so first of all, this season he's averaged 30 pass attempts per game. Okay, in that loss to the Steelers, he threw 50 times. Okay, so then I was curious because there was a conversation with guys like Jalen Hurts. When they throw the ball more, what does their stats look like compared to when they throw it less? So I looked it up. When Daniel Jones throws the ball less than 33 times this season, he has 9 touchdowns to 1 interception. When he throws it more than 33 times in the game, including the Steelers game, he has 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So when you look at this game, what the Steelers did really well was bottle JT. He had his lowest rush total of the season. He only had 45 yards on the ground on 14 carries. And 14 carries, by the way, was also his second lowest carry total of the season. So I guess my thing is, do you think that this bolsters the fact that 2 things: JT is the core of this team, and 2,
yes, he is,
that he should be in the MVP discussion?
Yes to both, Carson.
I agree, 100% yes to both. First, he is definitely the core of the team. I don't think there's any argument about that. I mean, obviously a quarterback's going to win the MVP, but he should definitely be in the discussion. this might be a bad take, but this is, I think, a win for the Colts here, guys. To have 6 turnovers and lose by 7 to a team who's what were the Steelers 5-3. Guys, are you kidding me? No, how many 6 turnover games is this team gonna have? 6 turnovers?
Steelers between
Let
the
me know when you
Patriots
guys are
game
ready.
and the Colts game have 11 turnovers, and they won those games by a combined 14 points or a touchdown in each. I think that if you beat a team regardless, that's good. I don't take that as a win. Sorry, Kate, Jake.
No,
you look
it's
like
great
you're
for the
primed
Steelers.
to ejaculate all over the screen. So just
Well, I'm just ready to like take this into pure brain rot. Okay. So when you guys are ready for it, I've got This Is Our Colts pulled up for you, and then I have an apology video from him because he went too savage this time.
Okay.
Are we ready?
I guess. Aiden, are you ready?
I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Me neither.
So he does this before every Colts game.
This is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. This is our Colts. Whether win or lose, we love them. For the shoe, beat the Steelers. Let's break Rodgers back. This is our team. Go Colts.
Oh.
Is that all we have to do?
This is his
I just want to
apology.
address something that I have gotten comments about from today's Colts Anthem video. I just want to set the record straight. I do not want Aaron Rodgers to get hurt. I do not condone violence. We were just being savage just to be fun. Sorry if you guys took it the wrong way. But go Colts. Hope you guys understand I was just being savage. Didn't want to promote violence like that. So I appreciate your understanding.
We were just being savage, man. And this is the first one where he went like really after a quarterback.
Did you watch all of these or something? Like, this is the first time he's went at a quarterback. Like, Jake's tuning in every week to watch the Colts anthem.
He was honored at a Colts game. Like, I'm surprised. He's like a super Colts. If you were to know a Colts fan, that would be the one you know. He posts one of these every game.
What are we doing with our life? This guy's doing that? Getting internet clicks? That we gotta do on this
Seth's a
podcast?
dog. Leave Seth out. Leave him. Dude, sorry the boys want to go savage every once in a while. Like,
Oh,
You know how hard it was to keep a straight face during that fucking video?
I was dying.
It's dying inside.
I find it so entertaining. So sorry, that was my brain rot. That's all I could think about the entire time since I brought him up earlier. Now you guys know and you're in on the Colts anthem. I want to say the other funny story from this game is the Steelers fans held a funeral for their defense before this game. Like, there was a casket, they had Steelers defense in there, and then they go out and have this performance against arguably the best offense in the NFL currently. So I think the Steelers defense is back. And the funeral worked.
Speaking to that as
Funeral did
well,
work.
Mike Tomlin dropped one of the hardest quotes I've ever heard after the game. Somebody asked him the same.
What he said.
Somebody asked him the same question, like if the defense was back because of that victory, and he said it's a fine line between drinking wine and squashing grapes. Bro, that's so hard, in my opinion.
Oh, damn! That actually does that. I don't want to give any props to Steelers, but that's good.
Okay, do you guys have anything else on this game that you'd like to mention?
This is our Colts.
Okay, all right.
I think
Sorry
the
for
Colts are
going
fine.
savage.
I think the Steelers are.
Steelers pull off 10 wins every year, and they make the playoffs every year. They always have wins like this. If you came into the season saying they should have beat
for this win.
the I guess we didn't know the Patriots and Colts were going to be as good as they are, but given how they've played, you would never expect them to win those games, and yet they did. So,
Agreed.
it's going to be like that. Like, people who are like, oh, they're not going to make the
Steelers-
playoffs, they're going to lose like the next 10 games because they have the hardest schedule from here on out. They make the playoffs every year, and they have a better quarterback than they've had since Roethlisberger. So,
True.
like,
All true.
why would they not? They always beat good teams.
Steelers win games you expect them to lose, and lose games
Exactly.
you expect them to win.
Yeah.
Like, they might go drop the next 2 against the Bengals, and it'll be like the biggest stunner ever.
Yeah.
Play them week 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Packers,
Right.
Panthers. This is another watermark on the Packers Super Bowl season. The great Packers. They have now lost to the fucking Browns and the Panthers. Okay, so what are we talking about with this Packers team?
And tied the Cowboys.
We can, yeah, we can get,
After saying they were going to go undefeated.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
So-
how the turns have tabled.
If you guys want to talk about the Packers in a second, that's sweet. But on the Panthers side of things, they're now 5-4 and have the same record as the Chiefs. And we talk about the Chiefs, how they're going to be in the Super Bowl again. Like, at what point
Both.
do you guys respect the Panthers? Like, at what point would the record? What would the record have to be? What kind of win would they have to have for you to be like, okay, this team might be able to make the playoffs and win a game?
They would have to be 4-4, going up against a really good team who wears a lot of blue, and then get their, what was it? No, 4-3. Sorry, they were 4-3, and then they got their asses handed to them by the Bills, and I think the Chiefs did too. So I respect the Panthers a lot. I think that's a great football team, and I think they're doing a lot of special things down there.
I think the Panthers are still bad. I think the defense played well.
Better
The
than
offense had zero motion whatsoever. Bryce Young didn't look good whatsoever. Rico Dowd,
They are definitively
Was-
better than the Packers.
huh?
They beat
By
the
definition,
Packers.
they're better than the Packers because they beat the
They're
Packers.
1-0.
We're not going full
They are
circle
1-0
bullshit. We're not going
against the
full
Packers.
circle
Hey,
bullshit.
buddy, if you want to
Okay?
say if
Carolina's the best
You
team
if
in the
all
guys-
league.
32 teams could get a quarterback at the beginning of this,
Listen. The 2 teams that I thought would fuck up the kitty cat parlay didn't fuck up. It was the 2 teams I thought, it was the Bengals and the Lions who fucked up the kitty cat parlay.
That is crazy. The kitty cat parlay is such a good
that's
parlay.
crazy.
I'm running it back next week.
I love that, by the way. Like,
I'm running
I
it
love
back
that.
next week.
No, but seriously, if
Um,
they're 7-4, or if they're 8-4, like
Who do they got next week?
All right, if they're in 4, they got my respect.
They beat the Packers. They were Super Bowl favorites.
I'm pulling up your schedule right
Any
now.
given Sunday, guys.
I'll get it,
Okay,
Carson.
well,
It's the same Packers team that tied the Cowboys and lost to the Browns.
man,
Obviously, the Packers don't show up every Sunday.
Okay, so they got the Saints next week, and then they have the Falcons, 49ers, and Rams. If they win 3 out of their next 4 games, I think we can officially call them a
Agreed.
good team.
Agreed.
They would beat a scrappy Saints team with a shitty quarterback. They beat the Falcons, who we don't know what the Falcons are.
they smoked
And
them
they
too.
would
It
have
wasn't
either
close. 30-0.
The 49ers, who I think we all regard as a good team, at the 49ers on a Monday night, or the Rams at 1 o'clock. So, and that's heading into their bye, which is a Week 14 bye. And then they clean up the season with Saints, Bucks, Seahawks, Bucks. So,
Like they could.
I don't know if they have a
They could. They have a chance.
if they have a 500 record or above by the end of the year, I think they are all things considered, a good
Yeah,
team. Because that means they would have beaten
and
good
it's a
teams.
little weird too because, like, it goes back to what I was saying earlier about yards, like for quarterbacks. You look at this game and you're like, why did they win this game? Bryce Young has 101 yards passing. Like, what happened? And one touchdown.
Nobody looked good. Jordan Love looked awful.
No, and well, the thing is, the Panthers win games old
Worst throw
school
of the
ways.
year.
Wait, what?
Have you seen the Jordan Love throw to the other side of the end zone?
Oh yeah,
That should have been picked off. I don't know how you don't catch
Yeah.
that, but that's the worst
that
throw.
was really bad.
ever.
Nobody was even around. I don't know what he was doing. But Panthers have like just old school football. They run the ball really well. They're top 5 in rushing yards per game, and then they have a pretty decent defense. They're top 11 in both. I know that top 11 is not a normal stat, but that's where they rank for passing defense. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, they held the Bills too.
The
In the
defense.
first quarter, they held.
They
the
didn't
Bills.
have the Panthers versus Bills game is garbage in my opinion because Andy Dalton, no offense to him, is absolutely trash.
Listen, man. We're giving respect to the Panthers here. Butt out, buddy.
Yeah, you're giving respect to the Panthers, all right. It's in a bowl of sarcasm.
There's no
but-
way the way the Panthers are playing football is sustainable. Okay, you cannot have a quarterback throw 50% for 100 yards and an
superhero
interception
quarterback, Josh freaking
and
Allen,
be sustainable.
beat the Panthers.
If you want to say
Saying they're
that this
a team.
team is like frisky and all they're missing is a quarterback, I can hop in that boat. I can
Whoa.
I can swim over to that canoe and paddle with you.
I'm
But Bryce Young is not the answer right now.
Okay, who is the worst kitty cat team?
Yeah.
Of the kitty cat parlay, who's the worst team? If we were to get rid of one cat, we have too many cats.
Okay, well, a tiger would kill all the other cats. So
A lion would kill a tiger.
that's not true. A tiger would easily kill a lion.
Nope, false.
Hey, ChatGPT. Who would win between a lion and a tiger?
AI.
okay. No,
A tiger would win. A tiger is another 70 pounds on a lion.
okay, but we're talking
They're
about the
much faster.
football teams, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, football. What's the question?
I'm
How shitty are the
with you,
Bengals?
Jake. I hate to say it. That's the next game that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I get it, guys. We have the worst defense in the last 25 years. I get it.
All right,
Listen,
let's just get into it.
let's get
We
into
need
it
to-
real quick, though. Give my Panthers some love. I'm now the show's Panther fan, okay? I am taking that emblem and putting it on. Because when they're in the playoffs
Okay.
this year and nobody thinks of them,
Right next to that pride flag down
this
there.
is going to be, hey, what's wrong with that? This is going to be like,
Nothing.
this is going to be like when the Giants beat the Vikings in the playoffs a few years ago.
Okay.
And I'm calling
Okay,
it right now.
I don't think they're making the playoffs. But if you want to draft a backup team, you can. They cannot be you cannot pick the. I guess you kind
Well,
of
they're
could
not my
pick the
Super Bowl
Ravens.
pick or anything.
No. You can't pick like the Eagles or the Bucks or whatever. But I'm willing to give you guys a new team each. You guys get to pick.
I'll take the Panthers.
I'm not doing this shit.
Okay, who's your new team?
Me?
Just for the
I'm
year.
taking the Panthers.
No, you said
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Panthers. I like that. That's good. Pick an underrated team.
Come on, Aiden.
No.
Why?
Take a team, Aiden.
It's a hypothetical
Jets.
world. Jets?
No, you
No.
cannot take the Jets.
They have to be in contention at least.
Yes. Pick a team in the hunt.
All right, can I be the Panthers too?
No.
Are you like, what do you think?
I
You're
don't- I hate
cheating
all
on
the
the
other
Bengals or something? Like, what the fuck?
Yes, that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly
No,
how I feel.
pick
I'm a
team.
Texans fan. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just passing the
All right,
window in the mall.
I'll take the Niners. Only if Mac Jones is starting though.
Okay. All right. Fair.
Okay. I like
And
that.
you get Brock Purdy no matter what, so.
I like that. Okay, yeah, let's get into this Bengals game. Aiden, just take it away because I feel like me and Jake could cook you for a long time, and I'm sure we will cook you for a long time.
Yeah, let's get this going. We already are at an hour here.
Guys, I went to school yesterday.
You went to school.
Yeah, yesterday.
Good job.
Nice, dude.
Thanks, guys. And a kid came over to me who I like have talked to maybe twice ever.
What grade was he in?
Okay,
Oh,
he's a Cardinals
no.
fan. And he just comes over to me, puts his hand on my shoulder and goes, "No Bengals gear today?" Dude,
Oh, no!
bro, almost threw hands.
Oh,
what he says to me. After Joe Flacco scores 2 touchdowns in 50 seconds to take the lead in a football game and leaves 54 seconds left on the clock. You know how many teams lose that in the NFL? One. There's only one team in the NFL that can lose that lead with 54 seconds left on the clock. And it was our defense who gave up 2 plays for a touchdown. A 12-yard rush by Caleb Williams for a first down and a 58-yard tutty to a tight end who had 2 people covering him. 2! I hate this game so much, and this team, and this front office so much, that I was just distraught. All of Sunday, all of Monday, I'm still distraught talking about it now. I tried to avoid this as much as I possibly could. Jake called me the other day and goes, "Hey, man, you're on the phone with me and Marty. How's the Bengals doing?" I acted like I didn't even know what football was. I just pretended I didn't know anything. Bro, that's how bad this loss is random people are coming up to me being like, "That sucks, dude."
I actually, once they scored that touchdown to go up, I turned that game off and went to go watch the Bills game because I'm like, oh, it's over. And then Marty goes, "Oh, no, wait," and shows me. Like, I fully went into, like, okay, let me lock into the Bills here. This game's done.
I'm reliving it right now. We had offensive players calling out the defense. I've never seen that before. Where offensive players, like, just finished the game.
Okay, also,
like Chase Brown after the game.
That's not justified, I hope. I hope you're not thinking that's justified.
I think it is
To the media
100%.
Of the offensive player? Yes, bro.
No!
Fuck
Yeah.
the defense. You go out there and no, the season's
Yeah.
done. Every player on the defense, zero respect for 80%
I
of
like
them.
that battle kid.
The battle kid who missed 3 tackles and gave up the game-winning touchdown. Like,
Didn't watch the end of the game.
bro, it is horrendous. I don't give a shit.
When what?
When your team puts up 80 points in 2 weeks and still loses both games, you have every
Jets and
right to
Bears.
go out there and be like, "We did our job to not only the best of our ability, but
if
we
he wants to say
excelled."
that in the locker room,
in our
that's
job.
a whole nother thing. Like when you put
Brother, that was
No.
bound to boil over, man. Like, it was bound to boil
Guys,
over.
these guys have been penting up that anger since last year. Of course they're going to go say it to the media. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's over. The season's over. They deserve that in the full form. Sorry, Carson. Say your piece.
I just think that it's some of these guys. It's first of all, it's not the entire defense's fault. Okay, that's number one. So when you put it on that way, I don't think it's good. When it gets put in the media, it just adds more bullshit to everything. Like if you just want to talk about that within the organization, I totally get it. If I was Chase Brown or any of those guys on the offense, I'm definitely pissed. We just put up 42 points against a pretty good Bears defense. Like you have every right to be like, what the fuck was that performance? You're gonna let Caleb Williams, a second-year guy, put 47, the most points he's ever scored in his career so far, on you guys. Best completion percentage, if I'm not mistaken, he's had of his career as well. And you're going to let him do it by getting a game-winning drive when Joe fucking Flacco, who's 41 years old, is putting up great numbers and leading you into victory in every way that he can. Like, I do totally understand that. I'd be so frustrated as well. But to me, putting it publicly doesn't benefit anything. Because it is obvious to
Missed
the public
tackles.
already that the defense sucks. Everybody knows that. They're the worst defense in the NFL statistically. They suck. Everybody knows that. So when
Yes. This is the top 5 worst defense ever.
Missed tackles leaders in the NFL: Jordan Battle 15, Knight Jr. 14, tied for third Geno Stone 13. All 3 Cincinnati Bengals, and then in the 9 spot, who's tied for it, is another Bengal with 10 missed tackles.
It's really
So that
bad.
is
We have more missed tackles than
awful.
tackles.
Is that real?
Chase Brown, Jamar Chase has 5 tackles on the season. Their number 1 pick this year on defense has 1 tackle. Yeah, man.
Historically
They
bad.
deserve it. Like, when you're seeing stats like that, it's like,
And like you said, we're putting up these numbers with a 41-year-old Joe Flacco.
Okay, well, can we
Your
speak
offense
to
is
that
performing
too?
at the highest level.
Can we speak to that?
they've allowed 1,078 yards in the last 2 weeks.
Our head coach has taken his head out of his ass and actually designed play calls that work for this system. Short passes,
Since week
quick.
4, since week
good
4,
runs.
since Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow, since Joe Flacco's been there since week 4, the Bengals are number 1 in points per game. They're number 1 in passing yards per game, and he has the best TD to interception ratio in those weeks. And yeah, I mean, and they're putting up crazy points. They're averaging 32 points a game since week 4. So I mean, I totally get the frustration from the offensive players because they've been doing their job and some to try to make up for this defense. But I just don't think that publicly it's the right way to do it. And like that's where me and Jake talking about Hendrickson, we're really getting kind of into it in the off season because they clearly need all the defensive help they can get. It's been such a bad defense. I want to know, like, to you, Aiden, like, now, by no means am I saying that Joe Burrow is not a top 5 quarterback. But, like, what does it mean to you that Joe Flacco is having just as good of a run as Burrow did last season with the same situation?
I think it means 2 things. I mean, first of all, the play calling this year, in the the last 3 weeks has looked so much better than I have ever seen out of Zach Taylor. And I that almost hurts coming out of my mouth because I have cussed out Zach Taylor more times than I can possibly count. And I think the scheme he's been running, designed for Joe Flacco, has been working great. And obviously, we have two of the best receivers in the league.
Duo in the league.
That makes life real easy. The offensive line the past 3 weeks has looked
solid,
functional. They look like a good offensive line.
It's right before Christmas. They're trying to get their Christmas present from.
Exactly. Like they let up 4 of our 5 offensive linemen let up 0 pressures in the first half. I haven't seen a stat like that for the Bengals ever.
The Bengals O-line literally turns on when Joe Burrow gets hurt. Like, it's insane. Can I read you a quote from Zach Taylor?
Yeah, sure.
Someone needs to step up and lead the group. Zach Taylor on the Bengals defense. You are the head coach, man. You need to.
I agree,
what?
but it does make, like, I know what he's saying. When you're having a players-only meeting, there has to be a guy that says, hey, get your head out of your ass. And the problem with that is, well, we just traded one of our captains today to Dallas. Logan Wilson just went to Dallas. He was a captain. Our other captain, Trey Hendrickson, we just negotiated with him all the way until the end of August just to keep him on the team for a year. So there are obviously, like, those guys aren't going to lead the team. We're not showing any love to those guys. How are they going to lead to a team that doesn't believe in them? Obviously. And to counter your point earlier, Carson, about the defense obviously needing all the help it can possibly get and where the money's going, we have drafted strictly defense in the first 2 rounds the last 4 years.
Nobody's showing up.
Dude, we're 0 for like 10 on defensive picks in the last 3 years. Seriously, we have, like, DJ Turner has a game
picks,
here
man.
and there.
You guys are not good at drafting.
No, the only draft picks that have hit is Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow. Those are 4
I
draft picks that have properly hit for us. And I'm not
Isobosa
talking.
leads the league. It leads the league in drop rate at 26.7%.
And I'm not saying you have to go out there and just like find a guy who's as good as Aiden Hutchinson in the draft, or someone that like uh,
You can
Josh
trade
Hines
for
Allen or
Micah.
someone like that.
You can trade for Micah Parsons though.
But I'm saying we shouldn't have to be in the position where we're looking to trade for these guys if we're spending that many draft picks on defense. You shouldn't have to be like, oh, our thing's not working out where we just wasted 10 draft picks. Let's go get this guy. It's a terrible front office. The GM should have been fired years ago. It's just it's honestly it's tiring. And I've been constantly reading Twitter after that loss, just seeing people be like, I'm giving up as a Bengals fan. Like there's not anything else to do as a Bengals fan. The one guy that tried to cancel his season tickets was like getting
Which they should fully refund him, by the way. I'm
Yes.
sorry, you cheap ass owners. If you don't want to spend money, and I think this should go to any Bengals fan. Stop buying tickets to the games. Hurt this guy's
Yes,
pocket.
I 100% agree.
Stop showing up to Cincinnati. I know it sucks. I know you want to go see your favorite team. I'm with you on that. Hurt this guy's pockets and make him sell the team.
The look,
like
the
that.
Brown family is not a football family anymore. Okay, in the '60s, when Paul Brown owned the Browns and then he made the Bengals, that was a football team. He cared about football. These people don't. This is just money to them.
You can go one of two ways. You can either go the way of, I'm blanking on her name right now, the daughter who took over for the Colts,
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know her first name.
or you can go this way.
Yeah,
Like and you see it the same way with I think her name is Sheila Ford took over for the Lions and decided we're going to be a good football team. You got Joe Burrow, you got the right people, like you have the right core there.
Offense,
I think
they're
if you
great.
took the
offense,
nucleus-
they need nothing. They haven't needed anything
Yeah,
for 5
if you
years.
if you took those 4 players they got there and said, "Hey, go, I'll give you 2 years to turn this team around," I think a good GM would turn this team around.
100%.
Mind you, Burrow being hurt, but again, that wasn't the issue in these last 2 games. It was the defense.
The way that Flacco's been playing, they would have a chance to not only like make the playoffs, but maybe win a game in the play. Like that's how good he's been playing.
100%.
Like no exaggeration.
If you put up 40 points in back-to-back weeks, those you should at least win one of those games. Like,
Oh, dude, it's like, oh
yeah, I think we're ready to move on off this. I don't want to torture you here
let's
anymore.
get to another
as much
fun
as I
game.
find
let's,
it funny.
Let's get to the Texans Broncos game.
Oh boy.
Listen, man.
this one was boring. This one was a slow burn.
There's a lot.
game.
There's a lot
Yeah.
to say here. There's a lot to say here.
I don't have much, so
First of all, the hit on Stroud at first, I was pretty pissed. I don't think that it was a foul. I think that they did the right thing picking the flag up. He should have slid it earlier. They could have won this game
Yep.
with Davis Mills. I thought that their offense actually did look good. They didn't put up a shit ton of points, but they had 5 field goals. So if you turn that into a few more touchdowns and you finish drives, then it looks good. They were able to move the ball. My thing is, like, this is just a season out of hell for them. First of all, you're built primarily on rookies. Second, you have a decent amount of injuries. Like, this is the first time that Nico and Kirk finished a game together. And it was clearly important. They had the first 2 catches of the game, and it was like, oh, okay. Obviously, they needed these guys. The other thing is, like all of these games that they've lost have been 1-score games. I know I've said that every single week, but it's because every time that they stack a loss, it's another loss by 1-score game. I can't stand it anymore watching these games to the fourth quarter just to get absolutely ball busted last minute. Go ahead, Jake.
Petition to merge your teams together.
Oh my god! Imagine how disgusting that'd be.
No.
That would be a Super Bowl team.
That's a
What?
Super Bowl.
The Cincinnati Texans for 1 year?
My offense,
watching-
your defense.
For watching purposes, the Cincinnati Texans?
Dude, my offense, your
We would
defense
be
is what my
immediately
fantasy
the
team
best
looks
team
like
in
right now.
football. Like, immediately.
Yeah,
Not
it'd
even
be
close.
fun.
Yeah, but it would be like that if
The
you were
Houston
any
Bengals?
team, though. Like, any two teams. You could merge
Yeah,
the
sure.
Jets and the
No,
Panthers. And
these
they'd be fun.
these two are yin and yang, my friend. I would like to see. Actually, you want to know what? I would like to see at the end of the year, instead of a Pro Bowl, take 2 teams from the AFC and 2 teams from the NFC who are bad and combine
Can I throw
them.
another?
Only 2.
Can I throw another?
And then fill out the whole Sunday slate with teams
Can I
like
throw
that.
another proposition out there? We get
No.
T. Higgins, Chase Brown, and your number 1 offensive lineman. You guys get Daniil Hunter, Danico Autry, and Kamari Laster. Bang. And then we have a little bit of an even keel.
Shaking hands. Can we shake hands?
No, but I mean, it's just I'm not down on my Texans team. It just
You should
sucks
be.
from where like I was expecting them to be, but the thing is, they're just not built for it right now. Like all these guys are either young, injured, or just they're not probably who we should have at that group. I also don't like the the OC move. I liked the guy that they had, but they just need time. But I'm not going anywhere on them being in contention next year. The 5 losses that they have are all to winning teams, all by 1 score, and all under an average of what they've averaged in terms of points the rest of the season. So it's there. They're just a few plays away.
I will say too, it's tougher for the Texans and to like temper fan expectations when you did what you did with CJ Stroud the first year you had him. This is not a better team than last year. Defensively, sure, but not offensively. So I think it was just everyone got like a little bump of the Texans, and now everyone's scratching and waiting for more when the bump came before the product was finished.
Well, and everybody said that
nobody's able to
their
get
season.
high.
I love that analogy. I love that I'm higher on their season last year than most people because they still won a playoff game. That was the exact same end of season as the year before, so it was fine. But
they're not done the rebuild, though, is what I'm
no,
saying.
they're not. I mean, they flipped it. They went from a 2-win team to a 10-win team in a year. So I don't think that it's over either in that sense. They're still going to have – here's the positives to me, and I'm thinking already into next season, okay? Daniil Hunter's on a contract. Will Anderson's on a contract. Kamari Laster's on a contract. CJ's still on his rookie contract. Nico's on a contract. Stingley's on a contract.
Tank Dell's
coming back. You got Joe Mixon, and I like this Woody Marks guy on contract.
I like him too.
Like those are huge pieces. It's just some of the end of game things. Like all of their games have come down to ridiculous play. They should have 2 more wins and 2 less losses, realistically, and it would be the ugliest season ever. But they fumble the ball with 1:40 at the 30 of the Rams with a chance to take the lead. They have 2 timeouts in 1:40, and they fumble the ball in Rams plus territory. They could have won that game easily. Baker Mayfield runs for a 4th and 10 by breaking a tackle when the Texans had a 1-point lead, or a 6-point lead at the end of the Bucs game. Like you make that tackle, the game's done. Like there's just so many little scenarios. This week, it's a tie game with the Broncos in the 4th quarter. Like, you couldn't ask for anything better when Davis Mills has played 3/4 of the game, which shout out to him, by the way. I thought he played pretty good for coming in there. And but anyway, you have 1 minute and 10 seconds left, and you just need to get in field goal range, run the clock down, kick a field goal, and you're done. Like, it's just the end of games. They can't finish games this year for some reason. I don't. It's just frustrating.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking season.
Anyway, I know that my team's the most boring out of the three of our teams, so we can.
No, Carson. I know your pain. It sucks not being in contention.
Your team is less funny to laugh at too. I don't know what it is.
It's because my expectations
Good
are like
thing for you.
realistic. Because everybody still is high on the 21 season. No offense to the Bengals.
I think we all had. I had a pretty similar expectation to how this season was going to go for you guys. I didn't expect this, but
The fact we're both
I
3
certainly
and
don't
5
think-
is like,
yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks.
I'd rather be.
Which is also crazy because we're still in contention in the AFC right now. That's
Yeah,
how
you guys
low
are
the
both
AFC
in
is,
the hunt.
which is insane. Because I mean, obviously, I know my team at least is going to be losing plenty more games. You may have an
I have no
opportunity to turn
idea.
your season around.
I have no
Carson.
idea. I don't even
But-
want to go there.
CJ will probably be out.
Does it hurt?
He'll be out next week.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah.
He'll be out next week for sure. And then I think they play the Bills when he comes back. So,
Oh,
man, that's gonna be a fun week. But look at that little smirk. I'm waiting for a Falcons game. Davis Mills puts up 300 yards against the Bills. Fucking defense.
oh, brother.
You're going to be hearing a lot of that.
So, are we talking about the Bills? Or are we getting right into that?
The Buffalo Bills?
The Buffalo.
We
Bills.
might as well because we don't have to touch the other two games.
I don't want to talk about the Rams Saints. Sorry, guys, if you're Ram or
Nope,
Saints fans.
that game's done. Yeah.
Is there anything to say on Seahawks Commanders?
Well, we
Commanders
should
Yes,
say
there is. Yes,
we should
there
talk
is.
about
Yes,
Jaden
there
Daniels
is.
real quick.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa. Slow your fucking horses. Jesus Christ. Let me fucking. Like, you guys just want to gloss over the Bills. We just beat the Chiefs. And you're moving to the night game?
We're saving you the
We're
end
on this
slot.
podcast.
We're saving you the
No,
end
I
slot
want
of the
it now.
podcast
I've
to
waited
talk about
all
Jaden Daniels.
game. I've waited all week to talk about this game.
All right, let's hear it.
We won. And we have to do it again when it actually matters.
I said last week on
James
the
Cook-
podcast you should have thrown this game.
I agree.
We won. It was a good win. The team looked good. They did not look fantastic. No one will look fantastic against the Chiefs. That's not how these games end. The fact that this was not a primetime game, the NFL just doesn't like money, I guess. Like, Bills, Chiefs will
They
go
just know
down
that it's
as...
just a practice game for the Chiefs in the regular season. Like the Chiefs just practice against them in the
And-
regular season, and then they actually play them in
They
the
just
playoffs.
try shit.
Yeah, like, listen, let's talk about this game for what it is. It's a regular season win, and I'm against a good team, a Super Bowl contending team, a probably similar, like, we went out and beat a similar skilled team, and we looked good. Josh looked good. The defense actually looked good. This Mad Max Harrison kid who I've been banging on my desk, begging to come in, got a pick against Mahomes. He predicted it. I love that.
I
I
saw
think
that.
this
That was
kid is
cool.
going to be a buzzsaw because he's so electric and he's so fast. Like, if you think about what has killed the Bills defensively against the Chiefs, it is not having a fast enough guy to keep up with Tyreek Hill. Not having a fast enough guy to keep up with Xavier Worthy. We got the guy. It's Xavier Worthy. He's here. He looks fantastic as long as he can stay healthy. Joey Bosa has been what we thought Von Miller would be from this defense. Him coming in, he's been a game record. And I know he doesn't maybe have the stat sheets to prove it, but he has the pressures. I don't know. I'm happy with the way this ended. It's a good regular season win. I'm not gonna, as much as it'd be entertaining to just slob knob the Bills, and trust me, I want to. There'll be plenty of time for that later. But I'll do that in the privacy of my own home for now, because it's a regular season win. We need to just go beat this team in the playoffs, and I think we will. I know that's easy to say after you just beat them, but I don't know, man. I like the way they played. I thought the play calling was actually better than what it was in previous weeks. I complained a lot about the offensive play calling. I thought that was good. I don't necessarily agree with going for it on fourth down that early in the game. I don't think that was necessary, but I don't know. You want to put up points against this team. I'm happy with the win.
I mean, I think the defense looked really good, to be honest. They kept Mahomes to under 50% completion. Like, that's
Lowest of his career
on its own. And no touchdowns. Like, yes, well done to the Bills. Well done to the Bills. We'll see if they can do it when it matters most.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, all our teams need to win in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Being the Niners, the Panthers, and the Bills,
Look at
right?
this guy. Jake,
Yeah.
keep that same energy when you're crying after a playoff loss, okay?
Keep that
All
same
right.
energy in 7 years when there's a whole different team for all of us.
Keep
that same energy when I'm in the playoffs and you guys are not carrying the podcast once again.
Oh, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be praying on your downfall or for the victory formation.
Oh, come on. It would be electric if the Bills won the Super Bowl.
for a third of
Because
us.
by that point, well, but I think by that point it would be like you guys are going to be over your teams by playoffs. You guys are going to be ready to be done watching your teams. You don't think so?
Week 1 next year, I'll be over it.
Maybe for him, because he doesn't have a starting quarterback. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be excited
all right.
till week fucking 18 because I don't think that's...
Okay,
He's gonna be excited until week
I'm excited to see
13
you off
when
the
they
mat.
get eliminated from playoffs, and so we'll
a couple weeks ago, you were
well,
down in the dumps on this team, and I was trying to get you pumped back up. I'm glad to see you're pumped back up. So
I'm just neutral.
Listen.
I'm just neutral.
Okay, so because you're neutral, I can't be happy?
When did I say that?
Yes.
You're like
You
a
shit on our team.
Curses.
Yeah, we're all gonna have to get playoff
Curses.
wins this year. Out of nowhere, that was just a stray shot. Now
Curses,
you're
sidebar.
pressing me about liking my team. Like,
All right, time out.
Carson, come here. Sidebar.
I'll leave.
If the Bills are in the AFC Championship, are we cheering for or against?
are they playing the Chiefs or another team? I'll tell you what.
Let's say
Let me
another
know when
team.
I can come back.
If they play the Chiefs, I'm rooting for the Bills. If they play the
Okay.
Colts, the Patriots, or the Broncos,
Anyone but yeah. I love you, Grandma. My grandma's been a Bills fan all her life. I love her, but I hope they get fucking rocked in the playoffs, dude. All right.
well, and they will. I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you knew this or not, Jake, but Patrick Mahomes actually has a tattoo of Josh Allen as a baby crying. And the tears are all Super Bowl wins that Mahomes has had. And they're all falling
You
into a
didn't
little
play Josh
water
in the
bucket
Super Bowl.
that says Mahomes ownership.
That's crazy.
Oh.
I can't believe coming off of the losses you both had, you think you have the gullet to come talk to me like this.
Carson,
respect your father and
The
shut
Chiefs
the
are
fuck
5 and
up.
4. They're
Carson,
third in their division. They're the 9th seed. They aren't even a respectable team this year. I don't care about them this year. They suck. They have the same record as the
If they're not-
Panthers, and you were high on that win with an Andy
That's your
Dalton win.
team. That's your team.
Remind me who you guys lost to.
Let's talk about all your losses. Like, what? You
Man,
want to bring up losses?
my quarterback's been hurt since week 2, so
Oh, my God, let's stop.
my MVP
Stop.
level
You lost
quarterback's
to the
been hurt
Jets.
since week 2. So
You lost to the Jets.
Yeah,
They
dude.
haven't had a quarterback since 2002.
my MVP level quarterback's out of the game, bro.
The year we were born is the last time the Jets had a relevant quarterback.
Mark Sanchez.
Okay, let's
year.
not. Let's. Okay, stop.
He's big
Both
time
of you-
relevant.
Both of you need to stop right now. Say what you liked from the Bills game and shut your fucking mouth.
I already did.
Okay?
I already gave you a compliment. That's the only one you're getting.
Yeah. They got their annual.
You
they
guys
got
are
their
not
annual.
respectable, man.
They got their annual September early season win. They got.
Yeah, September.
Well, usually
Yeah.
it's in September. It's
That
not in
was wild.
September this year, but
No, it's impressive. They beat the Chiefs for the 5th time in the regular season, just so they can lose to them for the 5th time in the postseason.
All right, you want to put a podcast wager on this?
They have to obviously play each other, but I would.
Yeah.
I'll
What do you
paint
wanna
myself red.
put? You'll paint yourself red.
I'll let you paint me red.
wait a second. We talking about crime or something else?
All right. You want to put something on it or no?
Carson, you text me?
Yeah, read it. Read it out loud. Read it out loud.
Carson goes, we have to rage bait him here.
It didn't work.
Whatever.
Oh.
We're losing it.
It would have worked if I lost, but it didn't work. Like I don't know what to say. Like the Bills won this week. They looked good against the Chiefs team, who I think is a really good
No,
team.
yeah, I am
know,
just
I do
messing with
agree.
you. I am just messing with you.
And they do it. They
Yeah.
do it every year. They really do it every year against the Chiefs.
And again, like I said, they have to do it in the playoffs. Like this will go down counting in the same win column stat as the Panthers game, as any of these other games. Like that means nothing. A win in the playoffs, I think, does mean something for what people say about
Here-
Josh Allen. That's
Here's
and I think
I just
Sorry, go
want to
ahead.
give okay, first of all, I want to make it clear. I was just fucking with you for the last 10 minutes. No, not even
I
just
know,
for
it's
you.
good
For
for
the
the
people
show. I
viewing,
like
I'm
it.
obviously not serious about a lot of the stuff that I was saying. But
it's good for
yeah,
the show.
But no, to the Bills' credit, everybody is going to say the whole they've beaten them 5 times in the regular season and they've lost in the playoffs every year. The thing to me that's different this year is the Chiefs needed that win. If you want to say in the past that they're just studying the Bills' film and they're going to run a super simple offense, super simple defensive scheme just to see what the Bills kind of run and how their offense works against them, that's fine. I'm not even against that because the Chiefs have had a good enough team in the past to do that. Like I don't even think that that's an outlandish statement. If you're going to come over here and say, oh, the Chiefs are doing the same thing again this year because they're not worried. Like, they're 5 and 4, and now they're 2 losses behind the 2 teams ahead of them
The
in the division.
Broncos.
The Broncos, and then they lost to the Chargers already, but handedly.
And
So if they lose that
and
game
this is-
again, then what's like they need to win at least 3 more games this season, both against the Broncos and the Chargers.
well, yeah.
If they're going to have any shot of like, I don't care what the rest of their record is against any of the other teams. They could win all the other games. If they don't get all 3 of those games, then they're not going to be in the playoffs. And games like this will matter. So anybody who's saying it's a vanilla game that they were running just to see what the Bills are going to do for the playoffs, get out of here. Because you know what? They're not in the playoffs right now. They wouldn't be in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
And I know the season doesn't end right now, but it's getting to that time of season where you have no room for error. So to say that this team was doing that for that reason is ridiculous to me when they're 5 and 4.
Yeah, that and they haven't had competition for their division since they won their Super Bowl in years. They have not had even a sniff of competition. Now they do. They're going into the bye. This was a huge game into the bye. They then go immediately at Broncos, which I think is a huge game. Then they play the Colts, which I think the Colts, those are 2 losses. Like, I don't think they lose both of those, but I think they could. And then you go at Cowboys, and the Cowboys just shored up the one shit thing that they had, which was their defense. And then they play the Broncos again later. They play the Chargers. Like,
My thing is too.
I don't know. This isn't
all these losses.
This isn't the toughest.
All these losses that the Chiefs have had are against winning teams. So that's got to count for something come playoffs. I don't care how much they turn it up. Like you've lost to all these good teams, and it hasn't been like that in the past.
Yeah, let me read you their wins. They've beaten the Giants, the Ravens. They lost to the Jags. They beat the Lions when I don't know. Like, it was a controversial win, I'll say that. And then they beat the Raiders and the Commanders. So you've beaten one positive record team this year. And I know the Ravens aren't what they were. And I think we all think they're a better team, and I'm blurry again, so of course. But I don't know, they haven't really beaten anyone good. And it doesn't matter until
the
playoffs.
Lions is the only one that
Yeah.
I can respect on there.
Well, and think about this: like, if you guys do see them in the playoffs, more than likely you're going to see them at home, and it's not like you guys would ever lose to them at home.
Well, yeah, no, I get the whole we haven't beaten them at home or away, so I don't think that plays any factor into it. I think the Bills like playing in the
know
cold.
what
I think
does
that gives
play a
us
factor,
a
though?
bonus.
They have never not won their division. So if they have a wild card spot, that's a whole nother game that they have to play just to get to like they always have the
Yes.
bye. They always have the bye. Now it's going to be the complete opposite. They're going to have to play 2 extra weeks. So
Yeah, plus on a team that's been to the Super Bowl in the last 3 years, like they have played probably 10 more games over the last 3 years. I don't know what the exact number is. Someone can do the stats if they want to. Than every other team. I'd assume that they'd see them in the second round or the third round if the Bills were to play them. You want to know what would be the funniest thing is if somehow it shook up to the Bills getting them in the first round. Like, that would be a great, and that's a huge possibility. So if the Bills could get them in the first round and then beat them in the first round, wow, look out for that team.
yeah, I mean, and it's another thing to the Bills' credit too is I don't know. We just seen what happened with the Colts. Like, if you shut down JT, that whole offense crumbles. With the Patriots, he's getting sacked all the time. If you can have a good defensive coverage, like at the third level, then you can probably hold them too. Like there's underrated flaws that haven't revealed themselves with some of these top AFC teams yet. The Broncos, for instance, there's now 7-2, and like each of their games have
They
come
haven't
down
pranked anyone.
to the final minute. They're 6-2 now in the final. Jesus Christ, they're 6-2 in 1-score games. So that's all their games almost.
And the other thing I will say is the refs didn't step in here to help Mahomes. Like, Mahomes took some hard shots, which I think were all good. Like, I don't think there should have been a flag on those. And Kelsey got fucking rocked, dude.
Rocked.
Like, the refs didn't come out and throw the Chief type flags in this game. Now, will they do it come postseason? I'm sure they probably will. The NFL, for some reason, is in love with the Chiefs, and
I think they're veering away from that. I really do.
I think they're starting to do it in the regular season, though, and come playoff time, it's a whole different animal. Taylor Swift isn't at any of these games. The NFL tends to go to where the money is. Like, it's a business at the end of the day. So I think they're saving it all, so it's not a narrative come playoff time, and then maybe that's when they do it. But I don't know. You're not like these when Travis Kelce retires in 2 to 3 years or however long we think he has left. Those Taylor Swift fans are gone. They're not going to keep watching the Chiefs. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
You should.
I don't know how we just got to Taylor Swift.
We're talking about the Chiefs. It has to be. I'm more so talking in refs terms. Like the Chiefs did not get bailed out once there. There was literally a play where Mahomes got tackled and he got up and was whining to the refs. Like whining. And the refs was just, for some reason, we're just like, no, we're not hearing it from you today. Which is nice. I'd like to see it come postseason. I'd like to see this team finally not have the bailout calls they've been getting. Like, I'm
on
surprised.
The other side of that, too, like, the one thing that sucks about winning in sports is most of the time it comes along with a lot of people that don't like you. And, like, I don't know, without a question, obviously we all agree, and everybody agrees that Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. But because they're winning all the time, because it's always the same boring offense the last couple of years, like, nobody wants to like that guy. So I kind of...
He's not a very likable guy either.
I think that he is. I think
he's a pretty sore loser.
I agree.
You saw it last year when he went up to Allen, who I think is the most likable guy, and I know I'm saying that as a Bills fan, but I think we can all agree.
Like, he doesn't...
He's a good winner and a good loser. He goes, he shakes the other quarterback's hand, says hello to the coaches, whatever, and then goes celebrates with his teammates. Like,
okay, but in situations like that, to me, you can't have the double standard of justifying what Chase Brown said this weekend with something like him immediately getting upset after the game because of a call he thought was bad. Like, those are the exact same things, in my opinion.
I think they're two completely different things. I'm talking about Josh Allen's.
I agree with Jake here. I think they're very different. I think Mahomes one's bad sportsmanship. You're not shaking someone's hand. The other one is public accountability. Is it a nice thing that he said it to the media? Probably not. But those guys have been holding it in for a year and a half.
And not to mention, this is a guy who has lost to you in the postseason for the last 5 or 6 years, like, and goes out like those are tough losses. I'm sorry, they are.
He still shakes your hand every game, like,
and it's not his fault.
Yeah,
none of those losses are his fault. Josh Allen is not at fault for the defense not being able to contain. Every loss that the Bills has in the playoffs is because of their defense.
I think that's like what you guys are saying about him or about that situation is fair, but I wouldn't categorize Mahomes as an unlikable guy in general.
I agree with that.
He is.
I don't think he's unlikable in the public eye. I just think people are sick of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I personally don't like him. I find him annoying. His voice is annoying. Whatever. That's something he can't control. The whole drama with his family is annoying. I don't know. Like, he gets paraded around all the time. Like, his shit doesn't stink, and the media doesn't say anything. When Tom Brady was winning all those titles, there were people talking about Tom Brady not being able to do it. No one says that about Mahomes, which I think they shouldn't, but I think he gets treated in a different light than most superstars do, and when he plays bad, no one blames him. When every other quarterback plays bad, Josh gets blamed, Lamar gets blamed, Joe gets blamed, CJ gets blamed. All these guys Jordan Love gets blamed. Like, all these guys have to go through the ups and downs, and it's like, well, it wasn't Mahomes' fault.
I don't hate that either. I mean, obviously he's been winning, and I'm sure that's why. But I do agree with that. I think I've never heard once in the media of this guy lost them the game, referring to Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's also a percentage thing, though. They don't lose very often, and when they do lose, it's usually not because of him. True. The worst. Okay, these 4 losses this season, I'm not really putting them on Mahomes. I don't think that he's played bad this season, to be honest. He's had a few bad picks.
This was his worst game.
Yes, this was a bad game. Like, I would put ownership on that on him. But even if you watch some of the media this week, there's a lot of blame on him. He had a horrible game. He had the worst completion percentage of his career, and he had a bad pick.
Carson,
Like,
I'm just saying though. I'm more so talking of playoffs because I think I stew on this a lot longer than regular season. I'm saying in the playoffs when Josh Allen loses to the Chiefs in a game where he put up 30 points, looked like a superhero, threw no picks. It's Josh Allen lost this game and Patrick Mahomes won the game. That's what they say. So? It doesn't
I don't
matter.
think anybody ever.
Well, I mean, that's just
blames Josh for the playoffs.
We do it every.
We talk about
year.
it all the time. How the defense sucks in the playoffs, even if they had a good.
Yeah, I don't think we're blaming
Carson.
I don't think they blame Josh for the loss, but the headline on ESPN is Allen loses to Mahomes again. That's the headline.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And I don't know. I'm just yeah. That's maybe more so where I'm picking at, and the lead up to the playoff game is going to be, will Allen finally be able to get over the hump?
100%.
Josh Allen has gotten over the hump every single year. It's not his
I agree
fault.
with that as well.
I don't know. I think I like certain players in sports, and of course when it's your favorite team, you look at it in a different light. I come in here and I immediately want to defend my boy. Josh Allen is one of my favorite sports figures to ever play any sport. Like, I put him up there with
Sidney Crosby.
I'm wearing his jersey. Matt Sundin,
Are you wearing his jersey?
Like,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's Crosby jersey.
So funny.
Yeah, I put him up with one of those guys where it's like, I feel like he gets blamed for a lot, and it's not his fault. But I don't know. We've talked about this for way too long.
This is one of our longer episodes in a while.
Shit about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's touch this last game before. No, we have 2 more games. 2 games left.
Yeah. Can I lead the charge on this Commanders one? Do you mind, Carson?
And we don't have to talk about Cardinals, Cowboys. We could dish that.
Thank God.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Wait. Do you hear that? Oh, that was just that game.
All the complaints. Yeah. That was all the complaints about us not talking about them.
Yeah. For everyone who made it through 30 minutes of Bengals, 30 minutes of Texans, and 30 minutes of Bills.
Hey, that's who subscribes, bro. Those are the fans right there.
I hate that I have to be the guy to say this, but I called it. I called this.
Should we refresh the
in reference
fans there?
Jaden Daniels, of course, getting injured. Jaden Daniels got injured in the same stadium against the same opponent on the same down on the same yard line as RG3.
What?
I blame the
Can
fans,
you repeat
dude.
that?
Jaden Daniels got injured in the same stadium, the Commander Stadium, against the same opponent, the Seahawks, on the same down and on the same yard line as RG3. We've talked about this before on this podcast.
Wow.
I brought it up multiple times. He gives
Wow.
RG3 vibes. His mom has asked us not to talk about this. Sorry, Mrs. Daniels. We will be talking about this because I have banged this drum since he started.
Can I say real quick before you shout out to the Commanders fan who has been a fan of them long enough to think that this looks so familiar, and it's because it's the exact same thing. Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
Brutal.
A really good rookie season, and then a brutal injury. He snapped his arm.
Yeah.
Not
Which
his
is
throwing
good.
arm. At least
Yeah.
there's that.
Yes.
And I hope he makes a comeback. By the way, by no means, I know I've hated on.
He'll
I
be
wouldn't
able
say
to
it's
return.
hating.
return.
lot.
You're making a fair point. He is a scrawny guy. Like, we talked about it last week too, and
He's-
like before this game.
He's-
The thing is too, he now has played 23 games and he has 4 major injuries, and they're all unrelated. Like, none of them are the same area, or like their hamstring. There was an ankle injury, if I'm not mistaken, now his arm, and I can't remember what the other one was.
Ribs.
Ribs.
He broke his
Yeah.
ribs. And not to mention, like, he got his tires inflated this season. I think
Yeah.
you guys wanted him in the top 5, which I don't know.
Not
Whatever.
top 5, but he was my 10. He was my 10.
Pretty sure. Okay, sure. Whatever. And this is what happens with these rookie quarterbacks. They take a slide. I'm going to call my shot right now. I don't think Dart's going to be as good starting next season. But that's not related. This sucks. I'm so sorry to any Commanders fan out there. I hate you hate to see injuries.
And anybody,
And he didn't
including
even have to be in
Jaden.
the game.
And not to mention, he shouldn't have even been in the
You
game.
guys agree with
Shouldn't
that?
have.
It was a blowout. Yes, it was a
I
blowout.
understand it because it's 38-7, and there's what was it, 7 minutes?
Yeah. Okay, tell me this. Tell me,
Dude, you're not scoring.
bro, the Broncos just put up 33 in a fourth quarter the other day. Like, okay, here's my thing. Let's say they finish that game, he doesn't get injured, and it's 21-35 or 31 by the end of the game. Are we really going to be like, they should have just sat him earlier? Like, it's easy to say that, in my opinion, from
I did
the
say
2020 perspective. Like,
I did say while watching the drive, I did say this is at least going to be his last drive. I was watching with my stepdad. I was like, we were both kind of surprised they had him in. I was like, okay, well, this is his last drive.
you were surprised they had him in
If they don't,
before the injury?
yeah, 7 minutes left.
If
I-
Josh
because
Allen,
I had bets on
if
him.
Josh Allen was still in a game with 7 minutes left and they're down,
Josh Allen is not as injury
but
prone
regardless-
as
it's not.
he was
It's
coming
not about
off
the
of-
injuries. It
Carson,
wasn't
he was
about the
coming
injuries.
off of an injury though too. Like we have to remember that as well.
He was coming off an injury, but it wasn't even about like if that team had a chance of coming back, maybe. They had zero gas in them. They didn't look efficient. They weren't moving the ball whatsoever. It wasn't
is
like
that the message you want
there
to
was no
send
hope.
to your team? Yeah, guys, we're gonna just
The
we're
message I
gonna
wanna
end
send
this
is-
game with 7 minutes left because we sucked today. Like that's
the coach said it. The coach said this was going to be his last drive. And I was thinking that. I was like, there's no way he goes out for another drive after this. I was thinking, I'm surprised he was out there for that drive. The coach said, I'm taking Zach Ertz, Jaden Daniels, Debo. Like, they were all coming out next drive anyways. We were just trying to get more reps in. And he's like, that's my bad for not thinking that he would be running the ball, trying to win the game.
this is
Like-
stupid. I'm just thinking of it now too, but it's a little like disrespectful in a way to the other players. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't care about you as much as this person. So if
To
you
pull
get
certain
injured,
guys.
it doesn't
When
matter.
Jaden Daniels goes down and he's your starting quarterback, that is the season. It is done.
Well, I mean, it's been
Marcus Mariota will not carry you to the playoffs.
Yeah, sad times. That sucks for Commanders fans.
Yeah, I say we wrap it up here, boys. I don't have anything
I'm good
else.
as well.
We
Yeah.
got something else to shoot anyways, so. Where can everyone find us, Carson?
You can find us on Snapchat. No, they can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. TikTok again, Twitter again, X again, YouTube, Spotify. Focus on those. If you really want to listen to us on those two. All at the Huddle podcast. Yeah.
Sauce Gardner.